everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. We're going to get back to baking today, so get your pinnies on. I thought we'd make something that you can share quite easily with your friends and family, and being that we're in Wales, I thought we'd make Cacennau Cymraeg, better known as Welsh Cakes. Ingredients time! So, I'm following my mum's recipe for Welsh Cakes, which she's written out in her handwriting in pounds and ounces. And so, I'm going to tell you what it is in pounds and ounces, and written on the screen will be the equivalent in grams. Alright? So, we need a pound of self-raising flour, we need 8 ounces of butter or margarine, we need 4 ounces of currants or sultanas or raisins if you have them there, any one will do. We need 6 ounces of sugar, she says, so I'm using caster sugar. Half a teaspoon of mixed spice, 1 egg, a pinch of salt and 2 tablespoons of milk. You're also going to need a rolling pin, and you're going to need a heavy based pan if you've got one. I've got this cast iron pan. If you haven't, don't worry. And if you've got a bake stone, even better. But I'm going to use this heavy based pan. And you need a cutter for your Welsh cakes. I'm using this sort of size, which is I think 8 centimetres. But if you want them a little bit smaller, you can. If you've got a smaller cutter, that's fine. Yeah, so let's go. You also need a mixing bowl. I forgot. What a plonker. Righty-ho then. First we're going to sift the flour and the salt, I've tipped the salt in there, into the bowl. There we go. And we're going to add the sugar. And the half a teaspoon of mixed spice. There's some spoons. Right, so let's take the lid off. This is going to be easier. Half a teaspoon of mixed spice. And then we're going to tip in the butter or marge, whatever you're using, and we're going to rub it into our fingers until it's like breadcrumbs, okay? There we go. Now, if you want to make vegan Welsh cakes, you obviously need to use marge here, and you can substitute the egg a bit later on for soya milk. And then you've got yourself some vegan Welsh cakes. Okay, I think that's good enough. You can do that stage in the food processor if you want to. It is a bit quicker. Like before when we did this, but we like to do it by hand. Okay, now we're going to put in our sultanas, which is what I have decided to use, or currants or raisins, and I'm just going to mix them in. You don't have to use currants or sultanas or raisins at all. If you want them plain and you don't like dried fruit, you can do that. But, you know, classic Welsh cakes have got the fruit in. Okay. Now we're going to add the egg, which I have beaten lightly with just a fork. We're going to put that in, and then we're going to add milk if it's not wet enough, okay? So we'll put the egg in. mix it in. Now we're going to need some milk in there. So, lovely. Make sure you wash your hands first, boys and girls, obviously. I think that goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. Right, let's get the milk. I'm just going to splash it in, but you might want to weigh it, but I just give it a little splash until we've got the dough. All right. Yeah, splash more for mine. Voila! That will do nicely. Okay, we're going to roll our dough out now on a lightly floured surface until it's about 1/4 of an inch thick if you want them a bit thinner, but I prefer them a bit fatter. So I'm going to roll it out. It'll probably be like 1/2 an inch. So I'm going to flour the rolling pin. Oh gosh. Okay, now I'm going to use the cutter to cut the cakes. Start here. Give it a bit of a wiggle. There we go. That's one. And keep going until you have some more. Oops. Okay, so when you've cut out as many as you can of your first roll, just gather it all back up together and roll it out again and cut it until there's no more. Well, I think this is the last one, chaps. Not much left now. It's made quite a lot of Welsh cakes. Let's cook them then. Right, here we go. First you need to butter your your heavy base pan, or or your frying pan if you haven't got one of these. Right, now we're going to turn it onto a medium heat. You don't want it too hot and you don't want it too low. So we're going for medium. So I've put that on now and I'm going to wait till it warms up. I think that's going to be hot enough. I'm going to give it a try anyway. So you need to cook them in batches, obviously. So ideally it should be 3 minutes on each side, but it depends on the thickness of the Welsh cake. If they're a bit thicker, they might need a bit longer, you know. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes, so let's see if they're, yep. Turn over. Oh, that one's a little bit overdone. There we go. Okay, so these are ready to come out. There we go. And then just put them on your wire rack to cool and carry on with the rest of them. It is going to take a little bit of time if you've only got a small pan. Mumsy has got a bake stone, which means they're all done quite quickly, but as not everybody has one of those, I thought I'd show you how to do it in the pan. So, let's get the next lot in. Okay, I'm on my last batch, so I just need to take these out. Oops, a daisy. Now, if you're using a pan like this, like I am, by now the handle will have got really hot. So just a reminder for you to sort of get your oven glove on or a tea towel, because, yeah, it gets quite hot towards the end. There we go. Perfecto. I turned my pan down a bit because my first couple were slightly burnt. So I turned it down, which you might find that you have to do. But don't worry, because I'm sure there's enough here that one or two burnt ones are forgiven. And there you go. 26 Welsh cakes. Lovely jubbly. Okay, when your Welsh cakes are cool, all you need to do now is sprinkle them with some sugar, caster sugar. I'm doing this over a big board so that I can just wipe it clean afterwards. Perfecto! Well, here we are again at the end. I hope you thoroughly enjoy making your Welsh cakes. Do give them out to your friends and family. It's a great way of sharing the love. Or alternatively, just, keep them all for yourself.